If you're watching this right now, it is not a coincidence. This is confirmation that something big is about to happen in your life, and it is going to be spectacular. So if you felt this sudden shift, something big is waiting for you, and it's coming in sooner than you think. It's going to approach very quickly and happen very suddenly. And I feel like it's going to be the start of your 2026. So let's see what this is all about. Definitely something in your physical world is changing. There's something coming to you that's calling you. And I feel like you've answered this call. And this is what this shift is all about, that you're now ready, that you have been prepared for this moment in time. And you are finally ready to shift into a brand new timeline. And with this, it's going to lead into a whole new paradigm, a whole new way of being. And it's going to be the start of something spectacular, very prosperous for you. And you're going to live a life of luxury. I see you being very shiny and new. And you are attracting so many good things into your life because of it. Like, you are just so beautiful and so radiant that it is attracting everything that you want into this life, because you're really embodying this person who is dedicated to their growth and enriching their own environment. And so this shift that you felt is coming from within, but it also is like anticipatory, that you are sensing something coming towards you at the same time, and it's almost pulling you in. It's very magnetic, and it's recalibrated your whole system. It's like this feedback between you and the universe, and you've collapsed timelines at this point. That shift you felt is that confirmation. It might feel like you're in limbo right now, that even though you felt this shift, everything's like largely unchanged, and it has you second guessing, because up until this point in your life, maybe things haven't gone your way, or you've been blind to the blessings that are in your life, and you've almost like refused to see like the things that you have, because you want more and you're destined for more. But you have to be willing to see and be grateful for the things that are already in your existing timeline, and regardless of whatever area of life you're in right now. So I want you to be grateful for what's to come, because it's going to really change everything that you've gone through up until this point. It's going to be very different from what you've known. So I want you to be led by faith and not by sight, because it helps you release that past. It helps you move on from that. And I sense that's what you're ready for and what you have been preparing for. So even if it doesn't seem like things are moving one way or another, or things haven't changed despite this shift, know that the past does not repeat itself. That is just like staying stuck in cycles that are based off of that way of thinking, whereas this is a brand new movement for you, essentially, when you're aligned with self-trust and that leap of faith into the unknown. That's what I see you taking at this time. It's because you're being led by this higher path. It's that pull that I talked about that's beckoning you, and it's really going to come to pass at 2026, because you know it's a brand new start, and there's something different about 2026, where it's not something that you are trying to set resolutions for. This is not about like habits anymore, or like actions. It's about integration and identity work and embodiment, because you don't have to try when you just do, and then everything is a byproduct of that. So you're being led by this higher path that's been calling you for some time, and I think at this point you know what it's going to take to get there. And it's going to take you taking that leap of faith, trusting the unknown, and being led by faith, not by sight, because we can really get caught up on how our reality is unchanged despite the changes within us, and then we think it's all hogwash, and then we end up self-sabotaging and going back to old patterns just to reaffirm that belief that the past is just going to repeat itself, but past isn't real. So you're being led by this higher calling and ignoring evidence to the contrary, or ignoring people who may have like snide things or less than optimistic things to say about your goals. So it's important to also like be quiet at this time and focus on your goals and your higher path, your higher purpose, and being confident in that energy and stepping into that identity. This is all about preparation before we move into 2026. You have weeks to start implementing some habits just slowly and gradually so it doesn't overload your nervous system, and you're really ready to go in 2026. You're really shifting into this brand new person. So this is what's going to create sudden change in your life in 2026. And that is this big shift that you feel, or you're anticipating this big thing that's about to arrive. What else do we need to know? But yes, there's definitely movement now. So this shift you felt is where everything changes, and you're only moving forward from this point now. It's almost like you can't go back, and you're just ready to move forward in your purpose, knowing that this is the start of something amazing, and it's going to take courage to do it, but you are protected, you're armored, and you are vigilant. But also, I wouldn't say grounded, because that's not what this energy is about. It's it's almost like awareness. That's what I'm getting from this. That it's that sense of awareness where you know that moving forward things are going to be very different for you, and it's almost like invigorating at the same time. Like that vigilance isn't something that's defensive anymore. It's more about like willing to face anything that comes your way instead of just like putting up boundaries and barriers to it, that you are ready to take challenges head on. But I want you to be careful, mindful of where you step when you move forward and you take these actions, because there's indecision here where you could get caught up in not knowing what path to take. So when you move forward, it's really important to just keep following your intuition, that pull, those sparks of inspiration, that forward movement, that forward momentum that comes from inspiration. That's what I'm getting with that Knight of Wands. It is really that aspect of awareness and opening up your mind to the things that are calling you, that are beckoning you, and your pursuit in that is your purpose. So that's where this movement from this point on is coming from. And I don't want you to get stuck looking towards the path, because there's good news coming. This is right ahead of you. This is what's waiting for you. We're the Knight of Wands and then the Page of Wands. So this is about meeting yourself where you're at this time, and not being too worried about the progress that you have yet to make, and being disappointed that maybe you're not exactly where you want to be, but you're always putting the bar too high. Like even if you reach something that you wanted to do, you don't achieve it because the bar is so high, and then you never celebrate or congratulate yourself in any way or reward yourself even, and then you grow resentful. So this is about meeting yourself where you're at and acknowledging all the progress you've made up until this point in all of 2025, and honoring that, because it is above average, even if your standards are high. Because this is a brand new journey for you. This is something that's going to take time to integrate into and to get used to, and a new way of being. But when you open up your awareness, you'll understand that there are so many opportunities that present themselves. Let me check my mic. Yes. So my mic's still working good. So there's so many opportunities that are going to present themselves, and it could be almost overwhelming because you'll become aware of like how the field works, the quantum field works, and you can take any direction, and you become interactive with it. And I want you to focus on your gifts, on your talents, your physical mastery, because that's where you're going to find your strengths, and then your strengths become your pursuit, and then that becomes your passion, and then that becomes your purpose. So there's a sense of like physical mastery as well, like you're really working on yourself and your personal growth and building that discipline and wanting to like make yourself as healthy as possible in every single way, like your nutrition, your finances, your environment is more tidy and clean and organized. And it's really a reflection of the change that's happened within you at this point. I see that you have so many strengths, but I want you to really focus on one, just one, starting at 2026, that really encompasses everything that you want to be in 2026. Like if you could put a name to it. This person comes from the stars. You're like really focused on following that higher path, being led by the cosmos and the divine, being led by faith, being willing to move forward despite, being hung up on the past, and be willing to let that go and moving more fluidly through life, almost like you're dancing on air. There's this spiritual element that's really tied to the element of air in this reading. I think it's this balance between like you being grounded in the physical realm while also your thinking is descended from the spiritual realm. So you're very connected to both the physical and spiritual realm in this reading. And that's your connection to the divine and also your spirit connection to the physical realm. There's this reinforcement that I mentioned between you and the universe, like almost like an agreement at this point. And you've been studying these laws of manifestation for a long time, and I feel like now you know how to kind of pull what you want out of almost thin air. That's what I'm picking up on with this airy element in here, but also this very grounded physical energy in this reading and what's causing this physical shift, this change in your environment. Because you could be moving, could be getting a promotion or a career change, you can be winning something or getting a windfall that allows you to move. Like there's this physical change that's taking place, or you're looking to move or to move on even. So, okay, so maybe one more card and see what this big thing that's about to come in is all about. It's the Ace of Wands. So it definitely is just like confirmation of this higher path that you're following at the start of 2029. And I feel like there's so much passion behind it, but also so much power where you're just like, you're going to be showing that like glowing. It's going to be showing up physically, and the things that you manifest are going to blow people's mind, and you're going to be like, behold my power. And that's what I'm getting from this card. You're really passionate and you have so many like amazing strengths that you're so courageous now because you know that you can alchemize anything that comes your way. Like you're not afraid of anything because you've gotten over the past, and then that helps you get over the fear of the unknown as well, almost at the same time. Like they're mutually exclusive. Or I want to pull maybe one more card. Yes, there's this like balance between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and your focus on both. Because I have the King of Pentacles here and then the King of Cups, and emotions are also very, very physical. So you're definitely grounded in the spiritual realm. And when you're, the more grounded you are, the more you're able to shoot upwards to ascend because of the foundation that's set and the structure beneath it and what that supports. So there's this duality between the spiritual realm and the physical realm that's happening, and it's talking to each other and it's building upon one another, and it's giving you a lot of power, almost like it's fanning the flames and it's adding fuel to the fire that you feel. That it's like working out. If you're working on your diet or your physical health, or you want to build muscle or manifest your dream body, that's happening in 2026, as well as meeting your soulmate. That's about physical love and physical change as well. And so you're very attractive in the way that you carry yourself, how you show up, how your drive, your passions. And when you work on yourself and you start to see the results, especially when you work on your physical health and you go to the gym, it reinforces that reward system in our brain to keep going. And then it equals more results. And that applies in all areas of our life. And then you'll begin to recognize your progress and acknowledge it for what it is and the progress that you make every day, because all those little steps count. And so I want you to move into 2026 and just keep following whatever lights you up, what brings you joy, what you're passionate about, and allow that flame to just go bigger and brighter as you move into the new year, because it is going to be fueled immensely by this wood element and wood and fire and then air. So it's like fanning the flame. So this fire is very intense, and that is what you feel inside, and that is almost like bending reality. It's almost like reality is reacting to the flame, like, ooh, I don't want to get burned. So that's how powerful you are. So this reading was very surprising because I don't really talk about it in this sense. So I'm going to leave it at that. If this was inspiring to you and you get what I'm saying, you feel the shift, or you want to claim this energy, let me know in the comments. Put 111 to claim this energy. If you want a reading ritual from me, you need an ebook, or you want workshops to help you with manifestation, intuitive development, psychic development, I'm your girl. My shop link is in the description, as well as the pinned comments, including the decks that I use, how to work with me, all my offers. So I appreciate any and all support. If this was helpful, press that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that little bell button, because I put out new videos almost every single day to help you on your journey. That's what I'm here for. And I appreciate you so much. I love you so much. And I'll see you in the next video.